let's talk about stain removal when we're doing upholstery cleaning and carpets. I'm talking about coffee stains, blood stains, and lots of other things. Let's dive right into it. Now, before we dive right into this, I do want to mention as well, I will have a nice laid out PDF cheat sheet for you guys that you can download. I will have a link for you guys in the description, but you can go to that and download it and you'll have all the information that you need. This will give you professional information on how to remove stains from upholstery and carpets. Number one on the list, pet odors. How do you clean pet stains? This is a tricky one because so many people use the wrong cleaning chemicals, and then that pet urine smell just resurfaces and it's awful. So the important thing to understand with pet stains is you need to use an enzyme cleaner. You need to break down the proteins in the organic matter to eliminate the smell and get rid of that stain for good. That is important. If you go with it with like dish soap or something like that, even vinegar, it tends to work a little bit, but not as effectively. So if you use something like that at home and blot it up, or use one of those little store-bought extractors, 9 times out of 10, that smell is still gonna linger in your home. So if you want to make sure you do a proper cleaning, if you're a professional or you're just looking for cleaning tips for your own home, make sure you use enzyme cleaners for pet stains. That is important. Enzyme cleaners. Again, it'll be in the list that I have for you guys to download. The second on the list is blood stains. Now this, I've walked into a cleaning before and it was awful. Something horrible had happened, but there was blood everywhere on the carpet. So what I ended up doing, and what professionals do, is you use a hydrogen peroxide based cleaner. Now, use hydrogen peroxide with a white terry cloth with some cold water and blot it up. As always with every stain, work from the outside in. Hydrogen peroxide is the most effective, in my opinion, to cleaning blood. This works great, but of course when you're dealing with hydrogen peroxide, make sure you test it in an area. If you're doing delicate fabric or wool, something like that, you got to be careful. So check it first, let it dry, and see how it responds, because you don't want to damage something. And hydrogen peroxide, again, make sure you dilute it and then blot up the stain. You don't have to oversaturate, but hydrogen peroxide to get rid of blood stains is your friend. So who knows what the best type of cloth is for blotting up stains? If you say microfiber cloths, unfortunately you're wrong. Microfiber cloths are wonderful and there's so many uses for it. But when you're dealing with stains, use a white terry cloth. There's a few reasons for it. One being is you can really see what you're transferring onto the cloth from the carpet or upholstery, so that'll definitely help. But the important thing is if you're cleaning something, you don't want the color, depending what chemicals you're using, you don't want the color from the microfiber cloth to bleed onto the furniture or carpet. That you really don't want to happen. So it's a safety thing. Make sure you use white terry cloths. This will help you a lot more and it absorbs more as well. So you can blot up that stain, lift it over like this while folded, and then blot up more, and you get great results with these things. So another tough one that people run into is how do you clean makeup stains, ink and pen marks on upholstery and carpets? These are tricky, but what professionals use is rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol again with a terry cloth to blot up. That is the best way to lift as much of that stain out as possible. At the end, use an extraction machine to lift everything out. How do you effectively clean coffee stains and wine stains? Again, those can be tricky, but if done right, it's not going to be an issue and you can lift everything out. Use hydrogen peroxide, and for coffee stains, you can also use a little bit of an enzyme cleaner if needed, but in most cases, hydrogen peroxide will solve the problem. Same thing, you blot it up with the cloth, the white terry cloth, transfer as much of that stain onto the cloth, and then use cold water to rinse and use the suction to bring everything in, making sure you got the whole stain removed. Again, hydrogen peroxide can be used for a lot of things, but coffee stains and wine stains, do not have to be difficult to clean when you're using hydrogen peroxide. If it's really, really stubborn, especially coffee that has dairy products in it, use a little bit of an enzyme cleaner to break that down. Before we jump in talking about when to use hot water and when to use cold water, remember, you can download this one pager. It has everything you need to know for stain removal, how to get rid of gum, chocolate stains, all that fun stuff I will have in there for you guys. So heat you want to use when you're dealing with something greasy or adhesive. Heat works wonders in breaking that down and making your job a whole lot easier. But you don't want to use heat for some other things. So use cold water if you're cleaning something with wool in it, or if you're cleaning pet urine with an enzyme cleaner. You don't want the heat to lessen the effectiveness of the enzyme cleaner. So keep that in mind. Again, I will have a lot of this information in the one pager for you guys ready to go. And lastly, what is my obsession with blotting stains versus rubbing? Well, the important thing to note, and I've mentioned this before, is that if you scrub really hard, you push that stain further into the carpet, making your job harder. Versus if you blot the stain from the outside inward from the stain, you lift it out of the carpet fibers and you're not pushing it back into the backing of the carpet or the upholstery. That is why we try to transfer stains first and then clean whatever residue is left behind versus scrubbing.